Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Chicago. My first full day in Chicago, man, and I am doing everything in my power to prepare for All In. And I will be there on Friday. And I did not want to miss this opportunity to be a part of the pro wrestling history that is going to be made, and the fact that the people who are putting together All In, they are really going above and beyond for the podcasters in the wrestling community, man. All day Friday, Saturday, Sunday, there's going to be what is called Starcast. And you guys can actually see Starcast on Fight TV. So if you guys have the app, you can basically watch it for free. You can even watch All In on Starcast, obviously for $39.99, but you guys can be a part of All In. And I remember when I was contemplating even doing Starcast. I was going to All In regardless. Now, my good friends over at Wrestle Rumble, Matt, who is in charge of everything over at Wrestle Rumble, he invited me to Chicago, and we are both going to be attending All In together. And the last time that I seen him was in Pittsburgh, and his hospitality was unbelievable. He took care of everything. Set up the entire interview with Shane Douglas, which you guys seen on Off the Script that weekend for Extreme Rules. And I'm going to be attending this show with him, and I can't wait, man. He's good people. And I did attend a show with him, and we had a great time. We did NXT TakeOver in Orlando when I was down there for the Internet Darlings set up by Brian Zane. But I was going to come to Chicago anyway. As soon as the hotel was announced, and as soon as everything was like in the beginning stages of coming together, I bought my hotel room immediately. So we did that, but I didn't realize how big Starcast was going to be. And I posed the question to you guys, should I do Starcast? And I was actually contemplating not doing it because, you know, there's something that goes on in my mind, and I don't know if it's going to come across as being too humble. Because even with what I'm doing now, I still feel like I haven't reached a plateau that if I do these events, people are going to know who I am or care about what I'm doing. And I posted on Twitter, and I was like, if I was to do Starcast and Podcast Row, how many of you guys would legitimately come out and hang out and support the show in Chicago? And I really don't know how many people are in the Chicago area that watch Off the Script or care about what I do. I know a few of you, but I'm talking about in the general sense. And I was very hesitant on doing it. I didn't know if it was going to pay off. It was quite expensive to be a part of Podcast Row. But everything that you were getting with the price of admission to be included on Podcast Row was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. I had people that I know personally saying, you took a chance and you took the dive on yourself, right? When you quit retail after 13, 14 years and you started working from home because all we ever heard was you can't do YouTube full time unless you have 500,000 to 1 million subscribers. It's never going to pay off for you. And here I am. I'm doing pretty damn good for myself. And I don't regret anything. I don't regret making that decision whatsoever. In fact, it was one of the best decisions I ever made in my entire life. You guys don't know what it takes to do what I do. You guys don't know what I had to go through to get here and what I lost and the pain that I went through just to even get to this stage in my life. And I was wondering if it was ever going to pay off. So I tweeted out randomly, and then Conrad Thompson, he's the king of podcasts. He does 83 Weeks with Eric Bischoff. You guys know him from Something to Wrestle with Bruce Pritchard. And he slipped into my DMs. He's like, why wouldn't you do Starcast? So I go to Conrad's Twitter and I find out that he's actually following me, which I had no idea. And I'm like, dude, I don't know what I should do. And all he needed to tell me was, there's going to be the biggest pro wrestling podcast convention anywhere, and you're not going to be a part of it. I think that's pretty much all I needed to hear. So from there, I submitted what I needed to for StarCast and Podcast Row, and here I am in Chicago, and we are getting ready for Friday. And I hope you guys come out and meet me, man. I'm going to have an entire booth set up. I'll be there from 10 a.m. to midnight. Now, I don't think it's going to go till midnight, because that's like me working a fucking triple shift during my retail days, man. I don't want to be sitting there all day. But, JD's going to have to get up and grab a couple cold beverages. I hope that they serve alcohol there. Maybe not, because there's going to be kids walking around, and, funny things might be happening if people start mixing wrestling and alcohol. But either way, I hope to meet you guys. I'm going to have a whole table set up. I'm going to have a table runner. I got myself a table runner with the big off-the-script logo that you guys see each and every week on the podcast. I'm going to be selling T-shirts. I have a few T-shirts. You guys can just pluck them off the table if you want. I got a couple of XLs. I got a double XL. I got a large. I don't have the entire collection of shirts, but I will be taking payments there. You guys can physically buy T-shirts from me. I will be selling. If you guys are going to be there, I will be selling the limited edition Roman Reigns and Still Not Over T-shirt with his face on it. I will be selling it there. And I will be taking payments for that. I will mail them out personally to you guys. So if you guys want that, all you have to do is come up and see me and say, JD, I want your and Still Not Over Roman Reigns T-shirt, and you will have it. So you guys can buy that. I don't know if I'll be going live, because the internet there, I'm sure it's going to be sucked dry. So I'm not sure how powerful it's going to be for me to even go live or stay live. I might not be uploading anything there. I might be recording things there. So we'll see what happens with that. I may even pull some of you guys as special guests on the show, and we can talk wrestling, get your thoughts on All In, get your thoughts on top WWE stories for the week, going into Hell in a Cell, WWE Evolution, the Super Showdown in Australia. It's going to be good, man. What else we got going on? They're promising me two interviews. So I don't know who it's going to be. It's going to be at random, I'm sure. If I was to have the pick of the litter, obviously I'd choose Kenny Omega, But we'll see what happens with that. I do have all my equipment with me. I got my laptop. I'm going to have my iPad. I'm going to have my camera. I'm going to have my beautiful Samsung microphone. Shout out to those guys. They even sent me a mobile wireless microphone in which I can do these interviews for you and film it right from my iPad or my iPhone. So shout out to Samsung, man. You guys are kicking ass, and I love this G-Track, man. This G-Track Pro microphone, it's so fucking good. I'm going to be using this, I think, from now on. I love it. This has been my traveling road microphone. I love it, man. Good shit. So shout out to those guys. And Evan, who's hooked everything up for me, man. Shout out to you, brother. Thank you so much. But what I wanted to do here is just pretty much get you guys ready for All In. And I do have a meet and greet set up as well on Saturday. So if you guys are not going to StarCast and Podcast Row, I do have things set up. The All In show is going to be taking place live from the Sears Center. And I got a booth. I got a table reserved already. And I don't know why people didn't really think of this beforehand, but I must have gotten lucky. I have a table already reserved for me and off the script at Buffalo Wild Wings. So if you guys want to come on out and hang out, man, I got a personal table lined up. It's going to be fucking packed before All In, man. You know everybody's going to be drinking at B-Dubs before All In. We're going to be having wings. We're going to be drinking beer. We're going to be bullshitting. We're going to be just having a fantastic fucking time, man. So if you guys want to come on out, if you're in the Chicago area and you're not going to All In, if you're not going to StarCast and you still want to hang out with me and just call me a fucking asshole, call me a goon, whatever you guys want to do, man. You want to share a beer with me? You want to have some dinner with me there, hang out, talk wrestling. Buffalo Wild Wings, man. I believe the address is 2540 Sutton Road. And I think that's in Hoffman Estates. And the zip code is 60192. So that's 2540 Sutton Road. And it's right outside the Sears Center. So we'll be hanging out there before All In. So make sure you guys come on out if you're not going to StarCast and Podcast Row. But I hope to see everybody at Podcast Row. I hope to see everybody at All In. I hope to see you guys at Buffalo Wild Wings after as well, man. But thank you guys so much for all your support. I would not be here without you guys. And, it's only the beginning, man. It's truly only the beginning. I got a bunch of All In news, man. This is what the video's for. We're going to go over the match card. We're going to go over all the news heading into All In. I guess I should start off with what is probably the biggest question mark of the entire evening. Is CM Punk going to show up at All In? If I was a betting man and I was to say, is CM Punk going to show up at All In? My answer is going to be yes. In a wrestling capacity, no. I think he's a part of the All In festivities. He's a part of the weekend festivities. He's doing a meet and greet at Pro Wrestling Tees. That meet and greet sold out in I think 90 seconds. So CM Punk is going to be a part of the weekend, and that is the big clue as to CM Punk being a part of the actual show on Saturday night. CM Punk was actually a part of he wasn't a part of it, but he was there. He was behind the curtain. He was behind the scenes for the All In press conference in which they announced Rey Mysterio was going to be a part of the entire show. He was there physically in the building. So I don't know why he would be there. Maybe he's just visiting friends. But I mean, if he didn't care, if he truly didn't care about pro wrestling, then he wouldn't be anywhere that has pro wrestling vibe to it. This is the biggest independent show of all time. This is the biggest non-WWE show of all time. It's fucking crazy for the indies, man, right now. It's unbelievable to be a part of the indies. And Matt and Nick Jackson, Cody Rhodes, they're doing things that nobody thought would be possible. CM Punk, even though he said that he doesn't want to be part of pro wrestling anymore, if he didn't want to be a part of it, then he wouldn't be taking part in the weekend's activities. So do I think he's going to be there? Yes. Do I think he addresses the crowd? Yes. Do I think we hear Cult of Personality or This Fire Burns or whatever, man? Yeah, I think we hear that music go off. Honestly, I think we do. If CM Punk is going to be a part of All In, I am very, 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 very happy that Cody Rhodes and the Young Bucks did not announce CM Punk as part of the actual show. Like, they're not even advertising him. I like that because, Cody made this deal with Dave Meltzer. Oh, we'll take your bet. We'll take you up on that bet. We can sell out 10,000 seats for our own show. Self-funded, right? I'm glad that they didn't announce CM Punk because it would have been cheating. CM Punk could sell out 11,000 seats, 10,000 seats all by himself with just CM Punk announced and no fucking matches announced. But Cody Rhodes and the Young Bucks, they sold this thing out in 29 minutes with no advertised matches, with no usage of CM Punk's name, nothing. Absolutely nothing. They got people flying in all over the world for this event, and they haven't announced one fucking match, and they sold out in 29 minutes. And I still, even today, to this day, before Friday, Saturday, still haven't announced CM Punk, and they aren't going to announce CM Punk. There's no reason to announce CM Punk going to be there. If he's going to be there, he's going to be a cherry on top of a huge fucking successful cake for the Young Bucks and Cody Rhodes. But I'm glad that they didn't announce CM Punk beforehand because it would have been cheap. They would have sold out the Sears Center, but it's so much more, it's so much more beautiful. It tastes so much better that they did it on their own with literally nothing announced. Do I see CM Punk there? Yes, me personally, I do. And I think it's going to be fucking fantastic. You know, an offer was made. The Bucks have extended an offer to CM Punk. I think I'll get into it here. It's in my notes. They extended an offer to CM Punk. And it's right here. It's right in my notes. An offer was made to CM Punk for an appearance at All In. The Young Bucks and Cody Rhodes are doing everything to make this show as fan-friendly as possible. And they've been listening to the fans who want to see CM Punk. Now, it's no surprise that the Bucks are friends with CM Punk. Cody has talked to CM Punk. Now, Raj of Wrestling Inc. spoke with Rhodes on the morning of August 20th. And he asked about Punk's status for the show. Rhodes said that Matt Jackson reached out to Punk about making an appearance on the show. Yes, I mean, I talked to Punk, he said, just vaguely. Even at one point said, nobody asked me. So Cody said that Punk said, nobody even asked me. If an offer was made, I'd think about it, but nobody's even made me a fucking offer. You know? So Cody said, hey, this is how much we'll pay you, and here's who you'll wrestle. Think about it. Matt Jackson actually made a full offer or pitch, a full pitch to CM Punk for his services, and I think Punk is focused on the mixed martial arts element of his career. Now, we don't know what he's thinking about. His MMA career might be over. In many people's eyes, it is over. So one of the reasons we didn't first come out and say, here's who we want you to wrestle, because I think we just wanted him to be a part of the event for a lot of fans. He's captured their imagination, even with the amount of time he's been gone. In fact, I think he's even more popular now than he's ever been, and he hasn't even wrestled in 5-6 years. It's fucking crazy. Cody even said he has a mythical presence to him. I thought it would be good for him to connect with the fans, but that's me, you know? Rhodes then said, Matt had reached out to Punk and made him a real offer. I think Punk is set on not being a part of it. End quote. It looks like unless Punk has changed his mind or had a change of heart, we won't be seeing him at All In. There is an offer also from Ring of Honor to get him to be a part of the G1 Supercard show in Madison Square Garden. If you guys want to watch All In, like I said, you guys can watch it on Fight TV, and it's going to be streaming there. So Punk has been made an offer for All In, but I don't think, many people are expecting him to be there. Me, like I said, I think Punk will be at All In. Another guy who people are asking for to be at All In is Chris Jericho. Now, Jericho has stated several times that he will not wrestle on American soil for another company outside WWE out of sheer respect for Vince McMahon. What he does in New Japan, obviously he's the IWGP Intercontinental Champion. That is over in Japan. It may bother Vince McMahon somewhat. I'm assuming it does, because if I'm Vince McMahon, it certainly would bother me that Jericho is having such great success in his later part of his career. He's the IWGP Intercontinental Champion, and he's not doing that for me. But WWE fucked up on Jericho. I didn't like Jericho's last run whatsoever. His shit with Kevin Owens got stale. Stale. The list is great. The shit with Owens back and forth, I didn't really care for. You know, and they built Monday Night Raw around that. It was the same fucking shit every goddamn week. But another guy people are talking about is Chris Jericho. Cody Rhodes and the Young Bucks, clearly, they want to make this as big as possible. And with this event selling out in 30 minutes, this was all talked about when Jericho had the Bucks and Rhodes on Talk is Jericho just a couple of weeks ago. During their conversation, Jericho revealed a conversation he had with Vince McMahon a few months ago in which he told Vince about All In. He revealed McMahon's initial reaction to the news, and this is what Jericho stated Vince McMahon told him about All In. And I quote, "Speaking about Vince, I told Vince about All In 4 or 5 months ago," Jericho said to Rhodes during the podcast. "We were just discussing it," he says, "shooting the breeze, and I go, yeah, the show is going to be in Chicago in September." Vince is like, I wish they would have called me. September is the worst time of the year to promote. It's terrible. I'm like, you're getting old. The old school 40 years of promoting, and he says, they should have called me, Jericho said. So that is what he stated about Vince McMahon and All In. You know, WWE is going on and on and on about how they don't care about All In. They have every fucking eye. They have every fucking eye in that company on All In. Believe me. If they're not paying attention to All In, I am jaw-dropped fucking shocked. Of course they're paying attention to All In. Half of the fucking guys that are competing on that show, WWE wants. Of course they're competing. Of course they're monitoring what happens at All In. They'll outwardly say to the public, we don't give a shit about that. That's not even an issue with us right now internally. We got other things going on. We got Evolution. We got the Super Show in Australia. We got Hell in a Cell. They're going back to Saudi Arabia apparently in November, 2 weeks after Evolution. So for WWE to say that they don't care about All In, they care. If everybody on that card or the majority of that card is sought after by WWE, then that is all you need to know about them fucking caring about All In. The Young Bucks have commented on Saturday's show and a possible location for a second All In 2019. Now, they teased it at a Ring of Honor taping at the Hammerstein Ballroom earlier this summer. And they mentioned Madison Square Garden. And then conveniently it was announced that the G1 Supercard was going to be at Madison Square Garden. So the fact that Madison Square Garden now has New Japan Ring of Honor for G1 Supercard WrestleMania weekend on that Saturday, directly competing with NXT TakeOver. You know, it's not out of the realm of possibility that if the Bucks and Omega and Rhodes stay with the New Japan Ring of Honor, you know, it's definitely possible that we can see All In Madison Square Garden in 2019, come August, September, whenever they want to do it again. Speaking of which, the Bucks commented on that and a possible location for a second show, and they were able to talk and sit down at the Boardwalk Beatdown Convention over this past weekend. I was there. I actually walked by the incredibly long line of people waiting to meet the Bucks and Marty Scurll and Cody. Now, Omega wasn't there. Otherwise, I think this place would have been fucking jam-packed to the rafters. But they were there meeting and greeting people. They had to leave at promptly 12 p.m. to get to Philadelphia because there was Ring of Honor tapings that were taking place in Philadelphia. So they didn't spend a lot of time at the Boardwalk Beatdown. I was there. I filmed some stuff with Grim, hung out with everybody, met some of you guys there. Now, they sat down and conducted an interview at the Boardwalk Beatdown at the Claridge Casino in Atlantic City, and they stated, and I quote, "It's been a lot of work, but I think we're ready for it to happen, and Cody's ready for it to happen," said Nick Jackson when he was asked if he was ready for this weekend. The big question is whether or not there will be another All-In show. Nick said, "That's a great question. Let's see how next week goes." Matt said, "We've talked about it." Matt said, "I want it in LA. We'll see. I want it in my home state of California. We will have a complete All-In, weekend filled here. And I think once they gauge how successful this weekend is, then the next step is if they go to WWE or not." You know, these types of questions, they really can't answer right now because I don't even think they know what they're going to do. And you know Vince McMahon's going to open up his checkbook for the Bucks, Omega, and Cody to come back or come to, for the first time, WWE. Come back to the WWE in Cody's case. You know, a lot of it hinders on that. We don't know yet. The next couple of months, October, November, December, January, the next 4 months are going to be, next 5 months, September all the way through January, are going to be months that could make or break the indie scene in professional wrestling. Is Vince McMahon going to kill everything by offering everybody that he wants all this types of money? I don't think, as I sit here today in Chicago getting ready to be a part of StarCast and Podcast Row and be it All In, if I'm the Bucks, Omega, Cody, Scurll, anybody that's being sought after by WWE, I am not going to the WWE. I'm not. The only reason why any of these men would want to go to the WWE is to have that that portion of the resume that says, yeah, I main evented WrestleMania. You got to look at it in the eyes of these guys. Like, yes, the money is there. Yes, the money is going to be there. A mountain of money is going to be there. But if you are these guys, look at what you're giving up. What you're giving up is more valuable than what Vince McMahon is offering you. The freedom to do whatever you want. Family time. The merchandise that you're selling right now. They're making more money in merchandise than they are actually wrestling for Ring of Honor and New Japan. Like, why would you want to give that up? The Bucks can release a t-shirt today and they'd make a fucking yearly salary, between all four of them. Like, why would you want to do that? They're the only non-WWE talents, the Bullet Club and the Elite, the only non-WWE talents to get merchandise in Hot Topic. Because Hot Topic sells WWE merchandise. You walk in, you see a whole fucking section of Bullet Club. Then you'll see WWE stuff mixed in. AJ Styles, Roman Reigns, DX, NWO. AJ Styles. Why would you want to give that up? These guys now are their own businessmen. This is something that's much more than where they were last year. They're running their own fucking show. What is the next step here? Do they need WWE? The next step is running their own fucking promotion. If this goes off successful, why would you not want to do this again next year? Why would you want to give up all this to go to a depleted tag team division? Can you imagine the Young Bucks in WWE? What are the Young Bucks going to do? Yeah, the idea of new talent to work with. The New Day, The Bar, right? The Usos. Outside of that, has WWE treated any other tag teams the way that they should have? No. So the Bucks are going to take all this money to come to WWE, and right now the tag team division is one of their worst aspects. Something that needs a major overhaul. Why would you do that? I don't know how anybody thinks that's a good business decision. I don't give a fuck how much money Vince McMahon's offering you. There is a lot more to lose if they go to WWE. Unless WWE has plans for the Bucks. Unless they're going to build a tag team division around the Young Bucks. Unless, I mentioned this to Ticket Drew in New York. Unless we see the brand split end. Honestly. The only way the Young Bucks would survive in the WWE, you cannot put them on Monday Night Raw. You cannot. It's ridiculous. It's either they have nobody to face in their own division or they get fed to the Shield. I don't understand how WWE doesn't have tag team wrestling, but they want to lure the top tag team in the entire world right now. That's a terrible business move. That's something that if I'm Matt Nick Jackson, I'm severely contemplating. Now with the merger of Fox and WWE for SmackDown Live, I honestly think we're going to be seeing Raw and SmackDown guys merged on Friday nights with SmackDown Live. I think with that, the brand split's going to slowly come to an end. It always does. They never stick to it. We've already seen the end of the brand split happen. We're seeing dual-branded shows every month. We went from having single-branded pay-per-view shows, SmackDown exclusive, Raw exclusive, because the creative mindset is a bunch of fucking idiots with an IQ of a box of thumbtacks. Then they can't book single-branded pay-per-views. Now we got to go to dual-branded pay-per-views because they weren't making enough money. They weren't making enough money because you don't put any effort into building the pay-per-views. They don't put any effort into building the pay-per-views now. All they care about is making money. Look at what the WWE has lined up now already. September, Hell in a Cell. October, the Super Show. October, Evolution. 2 weeks after Evolution, they're going to Saudi Arabia again. With a rumored name for a pay-per-view called Crown Jewel. Yeah, but WWE cares about pay-per-view though, right? They're building towards 3 fucking shows at the same time on their TV shows right now. That's why the fucking brand pay-per-views didn't work. You don't put any effort into it. I think the brand split ends come The Fox deal. That's the only way the Young Bucks survive in the tag team division. You're not going to put the Young Bucks on Monday Night Raw. What are you fucking kidding me? You got nobody over there. You got the Revival. I'd pay to see that. Take my money. But the Revival isn't at a place right now in their careers where they could challenge the Young Bucks. They're looked at as jobbers. You're going to put the Young Bucks up against the B team? Fuck out of here, man. It's a very sticky situation. What do you do with Kenny Omega? You're going to have to keep them together. Obviously, you're not going to break these guys up. You're not going to bring these guys into the WWE and put them on separate brands. You're not going to do that. You're not going. That is a terrible move. This is why I say come October 2019, it's not going to be any brand split. You can't have these guys on separate shows. They've already said anything that they do, they're doing as a unit. They've said it publicly. Whatever they decide to do, whatever next step they take in their career, they're doing it together. Their contracts are up together. That means they either go to WWE together or they stay in New Japan Ring of Honor together. They are not separated. This is a fucking team. They have so much influence in the scene right now that if you broke them up, it would be fucking looked at as being completely fucking stupid. Couldn't do it. You can't do it. Either WWE is going to fucking hit the jackpot with these guys and they ruin their career, or they stay together and we see some real fucking competition. The threat of competition right now for WWE is the highest it's ever been since the days of the Monday Night War. And that's the God-honest truth. If these guys stay with New Japan and Ring of Honor, and we see New Japan slowly start creeping into the United States, I told everybody that I spoke to during SummerSlam weekend, if you put New Japan on at 8 p.m. on Monday night and give them a cable television licensing deal here in the United States, I guarantee you they would absolutely blow Monday Night Raw out of the water. I swear on everything I own. I could put NXT at 2 hours and put them on Monday night. That would blow Monday Night Raw out of the water. I'm sticking by that. You put New Japan with these guys, if they stay with New Japan and they slowly start creeping into the United States, you put New Japan on Monday night. This ain't no fucking Impact with Bischoff and Hogan running the fucking program. You put these guys on Monday night at 8 p.m. and you give them a huge television deal. Monday Night Raw would slowly start to sink in the ratings. I guarantee you. So it's going to be a very interesting time. I can't imagine Kenny and the Young Bucks coming to WWE. You know, I want to because I want to see them. I want to see them grow. I would love to see. It would be selfish of me not to say so. I want to see Kenny Omega at WrestleMania. I want to see Kenny Omega versus AJ Styles at WrestleMania. I want to see Kenny Omega versus Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania. You know? I want to see Kenny Omega versus Roman Reigns. You know? It may be ridiculous to think that, but it's a big money match. You know? What's going to happen? WWE is just going to swallow these guys up and not know how to use them. And there's rumor that Rey Fenix and Pentagon are going to be coming to the WWE. That they got their bookings like all like squared away for 2019. They're not taking any bookings in 2019. Why is that? I didn't think Pentagon was being able to come to the WWE anyway. He's locked under a Lucha Underground contract for 3 years. That's the last thing I read. Phoenix, what the fuck are you going to do with him? You're going to put him on 205 Live? You're going to put him in a bubble on 205 Live. That guy's the next Rey Mysterio. You're going to put him on 205 Live. What are you going to do with Pentagon? Knowing WWE, knowing Vince McMahon, he'll take fucking Pentagon, who's in hardcore matches and having railroad spikes nailed into him by Sami Callihan, Mexican death matches. He's like one of the new kings of hardcore on the indie scene. You're not going to see that type of shit on Monday Night Raw, SmackDown Live. What the fuck are you going to do with him? I could see him thrive in NXT under the Pentagon Jr. Moniker and character, but on SmackDown Live, Monday Night Raw? What do you think Vince McMahon's going to do when he sees fucking Pentagon Jr. walk in to Monday Night Raw? Take the mask off. He'll probably fucking make him a Mexican bullfighter and put him on 205 Live. He'll probably make Pentagon the butler to the Colognes on SmackDown Live. Get the fuck out of here, man. You got to be out of your fucking mind if you want to see Pentagon Jr. in WWE. Fucking ridiculous. First thing he does, mask off. Yeah, that's great. You worked all your career to build your name and your brand on the indies, and Vince McMahon gets a hold of you, boom, mask off. Anyway, man, I just went in on a rant there, and it's silly for the Bucks to, unless they have solid plans in place, unless they're paying them more than fucking God. I would even at that point not even take it. It's silly to walk away from everything that they built. They are doing things and making waves on the indies that everybody dreams they could do. Nobody wants to be tied down to WWE. Look at half the fucking roster. They're overpopulated as it is. If you want to keep the Shield together and feud them with the Elite coming on in, Omega and the Bucks, Ambrose and Rollins versus Matt and Nick, Omega versus Roman Reigns for the Universal title. That shit's got to be in the hands of the right guy to fucking script that shit. So I don't know what's going on, man. With WWE already booking, they already have penciled in Roman Reigns versus The Rock at WrestleMania. If the Bucks and Omega come to the WWE, they're too big not to be featured at the top of the fucking card. If you're going to be bringing these guys in, they are your top priority. Fuck everybody else. But meanwhile, WWE's booking The Rock versus Roman Reigns. That's their top priority for WrestleMania. Still getting Roman Reigns over. This is all of this has to be taken into consideration. I don't understand why anybody would want to do this in a time when everybody in WWE is neglected for one man. You got to really think about what you're doing here. It's going to be a very interesting 5 months. Speaking of Nick has the flu. Nick has the flu just days before All In. He is not feeling well at the moment. I don't think that's going to stop him from doing anything All In related. Apparently, he is very ill right now. Nick Jackson recently admitted on Twitter that he's dealing with the flu ahead of the show. Jackson said that he had a full-blown flu for the last 24 hours, and he tweeted out on August 27th at 2:19 a.m., full-blown flu last 24 hours, 12 hours of travel home was the worst of my life. Being the Elite might be delayed this week. I'll keep you posted. So Nick is currently set to team with his brother Matt and Kota Ibushi at the show against the team of Rey Mysterio, Bandito, and Phoenix. Cody Rhodes addressed Nick's health also on Twitter, wishing him luck in fighting his major virus. Send them prayers to @NickJackson Young Bucks with a heart emoji. Dude is fighting a major virus. So that is all the up-to-date news and rumors here on All In. So that is what we got before All In. Let me go over this main card. Let me go over who I think is going to be winning these matches. Give you a little detail about each match here, man. We got the pre-show happening, which is called 0 Hour. You guys can watch free if you're here in the Chicago area. WGN is going to be showing the first hour of All In, and then it's going to go right to pay-per-view. The Briscoes versus SoCal Uncensored. Obviously, the Briscoes are pretty much kings of independent tag team wrestling, constantly with the Ring of Honor brand. So this is going to be a kickoff show. I'm going with the Briscoes here over SoCal Uncensored for the pre-show. I'm not sure if I'm even going to get there before the pre-show. I still might be drinking at Buffalo Wild Wings, but that's on the pre-show. I mean, the Briscoes versus SoCal Uncensored. The over-the-budget Battle Royal is actually taking place on the pre-show as well. Now, with the news of Neville not being with the WWE anymore, no longer under WWE contract, not even a 90-day no-compete, a lot of people are talking about Neville winning the Battle Royal and winning the Ring of Honor Championship at All In. I would love to see it. I think the Sears Center would go fucking crazy over the fact that Neville is back on the Indies and once again the king of the Indies. But the over-the-budget Battle Royal is taking place, and Cody said that they are seriously over the All-In budget, so they're putting everybody in a Battle Royal. We have names such as Billy Gunn taking part in this, Moose, Brian Cage, Ethan Page, Jordan Grace, and Jay Lethal's alter ego, Black Machismo, is even going to be in the Battle Royal. Now, I am going with Flip Gordon. Flip Gordon has been in this ongoing storyline that Cody Rhodes and, the Elite don't want him in on All In. They gave him shots. The Bucks gave him shots, but Cody doesn't want him at All In, and he's failed at every single opportunity. What's the name of the bear that's on Being the Elite? What is his name? Bernard the Bear? I think we're going to see Flip Gordon underneath the bear costume, and the bear is going to win the Battle Royal, and he's going to reveal his head, take off his head, and he's going to be revealed to be Flip Gordon. And I think Flip Gordon is going to be the one to challenge Jay Lethal for the Ring of Honor World Championship. So I think that's going to be the situation there. Obviously, I think Jay Lethal is going to win that match. I don't see Flip Gordon beating Jay Lethal for the Ring of Honor World title, but I think that's what's going to be at the end of the Over the Budget Battle Royal. And that Ring of Honor World title match will take place on the main show, probably much later in the evening. But Neville doing that, I'd love to see that, man. And we talked about the Neville situation. We talked about Neville and how people really aren't making it a big deal. If this guy is truly gone with the WWE, away from the WWE, there was rumors that he was spotted at the training facility or medical facility in Pittsburgh. I don't know what the fuck he was doing there. Ryan Satin said he's gone. And then a week after he was released, apparently he was spotted at the facility. So I don't know if he was just released from 205 Live, if Triple H is going to work out a deal with him to bring him to NXT UK. We don't know yet. We don't know anything. We'll know more. If he doesn't show up at All In, then the rumors, I think, are going to even intensify. But with Neville possibly being at All In, this is a big deal, man. People are making this a big deal. He's done something a lot of people want to do in the WWE. And he is a guy that isn't necessarily going to be the head of a class, of a promotion. But his impact, he's more popular now that he sat at home than he was working with the WWE. Seriously. Everybody wants Neville services. And if he is on the indies and he's doing things that he should have been doing in WWE, that's going to be a major, major, major influence over, I think, the Bucks staying on the indies, Omega staying on the indies, Cody staying on the indies. When you start adding names like this that WWE has misused, it's going to make it, it's going to have an influence over those guys possibly not going anywhere and not going with the WWE. The more names that they add, the more of these big names that they add. Neville is just one of them. Nakamura, his contract's up in January. AJ Styles, in April. AJ Styles' contract's up in January. We don't know. The Club, Gallows and Anderson, their contract's up next year. We don't know. It's going to be very interesting to see, man. Very interesting to see. If Neville isn't there, I'm going with Flip Gordon. Jay Lethal versus the winner of that. I think Jay Lethal is going to retain the Ring of Honor World Championship at All In. Madison Rayne versus Chelsea Green versus Britt Baker versus Tessa Blanchard. There's a rumor going on social media the last couple of days with Britt Baker. Apparently, this Adam Cole fucking hater who apparently has a tendency to release fake news, doctored news about Adam Cole, sent out these disgusting tweets and Instagram posts that were all doctored up, all faked, about Britt Baker being cheated on by Adam Cole, that Tony Storm had an affair with Adam Cole. It was fucking ridiculous. This guy actually took the time to doctor tweets, or Instagram DMs rather, and he had a full-blown conversation between Adam Cole and Tony Storm. Apparently there was a Tony Storm leaked nude that was all blurred out, and they were going back and forth, sexting. It was ridiculous. And then Britt Baker, she's like, these rumors are bullshit. These rumors are bullshit. She actually took a photograph with Tony Storm as a way to say, fuck you, trolls. It's all bullshit. And why would Adam Cole get embroiled in this type of thing anyway? He's got such a promising career right now. He needs nothing like this to stop him and halt him. The rumor going around, that's why they took the North American Championship off of him. No. Adam Cole is set for the NXT title. That's why they took the North American Championship off him. Adam Cole ain't going anywhere. These fucking people are so pathetic, man. Madison Rayne, Chelsea Green, Britt Baker, and Tessa Blanchard. I'm going with Tessa Blanchard. She is the newly crowned Impact Women's Champion. Tessa Blanchard is a beast. And you talk about the best female performer in the world. You ain't talking about Charlotte Flair. Charlotte thinks she's the queen. I think Tessa Blanchard's coming for that fucking crown, man. Tessa Blanchard's going to win this fatal 4-way. And it looks like that match could potentially open the show. Stephen Amell versus Christopher Daniels. Cody Rhodes actually was training Stephen Amell for this match, and he said Stephen Amell is an absolute natural at doing this wrestling thing. So I can't wait to see what he does, man. He's a big wrestling fan, and he's going up against one of the best, Christopher Daniels. I'm going with Daniels here, but Stephen Amell, I'm going to keep an eye on his performance, man. It should be very interesting to see how he performs against one of the best that the indie circuit has to offer in Christopher Daniels. Joey Janela versus Hangman Page, man. This is one match I am looking forward to. Joey Janela is someone that I know has a lot of controversy surrounding him. There's a lot of negative connotations when you talk about Joey Janela. I don't know him personally. I do know from the things that I've heard that he comes off like a prick. I seen him at the Boardwalk convention, that Boardwalk Beatdown convention, and he just looked like a fucking prick. He had his ski glasses on, and he was there with his girlfriend. And Hangman Page, you know, putting him with Joey Janela, this is now a street fight. Okay, just announced today that this match is going to be a street fight. It's no secret that Joey Janela has made his name by taking risks. He's the modern day extreme wrestlers trying to bring that style of wrestling back. You know, he's known for his crazy, fucking death-defying, career-risking, ending shit. I've never seen him personally. This is going to be very interesting. I've never seen Janela personally, wrestle. So it's going to be very interesting to see what he does. I've seen clips and spots of him, but I've never seen a full-blown match. I've never seen him live. So it's going to be interesting to see how I gauge that live and in person at the Searson. Hangman Page, he's been a part of the Elite. He's been part of the Bullet Club. He had a very impressive year so far. He had a very good G1 climax. And this match could potentially steal the show, man. I think with Janela being booked for this show and then Hangman Page being given this spot with Janela in a street fight, Janela is, and I don't think there's going to be any handcuffs on these guys. These guys are going to be allowed to do whatever the fuck they want as long as they stay within the boundaries. They're going to do something that's going to have people talking by the end of the night. They're going to look to steal the entire show here at All In. I'm going with Janela over Hangman Page. Kazuchika Okada versus Marty Scurll. Now, since losing the IWGP Heavyweight Championship to Kenny Omega, Kazuchika Okada has pretty much been, I don't know if he's lost his fucking mind. He comes out with these balloons and he's smiling, and I don't even know what the fuck's going on with him, man. I seen clips of him holding a fucking balloon, like he's all smiles and shit, like he's just fucking. He lost his title, and it's like he lost his smile along the way, like he's trying to find his smile again. He apparently he didn't really have that good of a G1. He almost made it to the final, but a lot of people are saying that right now this is his down period for Kazuchika Okada. And Marty Scurll, he is sick apparently of being a junior heavyweight in Japan and not getting the recognition that he thinks he deserves, and he wants to show everybody that he could beat a heavyweight like Okada. And he's out to prove everybody that he belongs in the ring with guys like Okada. Now, the one thing I noticed with the build to this match, Kazuchika Okada threw some shade at 205 Live. He said after All In, I'm going to be sending you back to 205. Meaning that he's going to banish him to fucking 205 Live, man. This is going to be a great match, man. I can't wait to see Marty Scurll's entrance live. I think he's going to go all out for this shit. And I think this is going to be a great match. I'm going with Okada here. And I think Scurll is going to be banished to 205 Live. No, I'm just kidding. We'll see what happens there with Scurll next, but I think Kazuchika Okada is going to win. So the winner of this seriously, if you want to think about it, people are talking about Omega and his next challenger being Ishii. We could have the winner of this match also be set up in line for another title shot. We could see Kazuchika Okada, Kenny Omega 5 coming out of this match. We don't know yet, but it's going to be interesting, man. I think whoever wins this match is going to be set up for a future IWGP Heavyweight Championship. Nick Aldis versus Cody Rhodes. I'm going with Cody Rhodes here. Obviously, the NWA World Title is it's not as prestigious as it was back in the day, but Dave Lagana and what's his name? The fucking Smashing Pumpkin guy. I can't think of his name right now. Billy Corgan. Man, I'm fucking tired. Billy Corgan. They're doing everything in their power to bring some prestige back to NWA and the world title. To me, it makes sense for Cody to win this thing. I'm going with Cody. It just makes sense. The NWA synonymous with Dusty, and Cody having that title now, kind of paying homage to his father and the prestige of that title. It just makes sense. It really does. I'm going with Cody here, and I think Cody's going to be the new NWA World Heavyweight Champion. Nick Aldis, a guy that WWE passed on. A lot of people say do not sleep on Nick Aldis. This is his first reign as NWA World Champion, and he's done everything he can to try and bring some notoriety back to this championship. And this match may end up surprising a lot of people, man, but I'm going with Cody Rhodes here, and I think Cody's going to be the new NWA World Heavyweight Champion. The Young Bucks and Kota Ibushi versus Rey Mysterio, Phoenix, and Bandito. This is going to be crazy. This is going to be crazy. I would not be surprised if we see a ton of fucking crazy spots in this match. Ladders, tables, you name it. It's going to be great. I'm going with the Bucks and Ibushi here during this match. Rey Mysterio is a name to be looking out for. WWE actually wanted to pull him from All In. They wanted him to be in the WWE on SmackDown Live. And Rey Mysterio said, no, I'm going to fulfill my commitment to All In. Good on him. And we'll be seeing him in the WWE come late September, early October. And I think Rey Mysterio is going to the SmackDown brand. I'm going with the Bucks and Ibushi to win over Mysterio, Phoenix, and Bandito. The main event will be Kenny Omega versus Pentagon Jr. Pentagon Jr. and Kenny Omega actually had a meetup or stare down at the Battle of Los Angeles for PWG back in 2017. And a lot of people were wondering if we would ever see this match happen. And we're seeing it happen for the first time ever at All In on September 1st. Pentagon's made his name on the indies. He's pretty much everywhere. He's on Lucha. He's on Impact. He's just doing his thing. He is known for his insane fucking death matches and just being fucking crazy. He's had great matches with Sami Callihan on Impact at Slammiversary. He had a Mexican death match with Sami Callihan on this past week's Impact Wrestling. He's been doing things as Lucha Underground World Champion right now. So Pentagon is really making a great name for himself. He's all over the place working real hard to build up his brand and his name on the indies. Kenny Omega obviously is having a great 2018. Won the IWGP Heavyweight Championship by beating Okada at Dominion this year. He had a Match of the Year candidate with Jericho at Wrestle Kingdom. And he had a great G1. He even suffered a broken heel during the G1 tournament, which I don't even know how the fuck he's wrestling right now, but he's wrestling with a broken heel. And Pentagon, like I said, first time meeting with Kenny Omega. This should be a crazy fucking match, man. I want to see these guys. This is going to be a real test for I know Pentagon can fucking wrestle. It's going to be a great test to see how great he really is against someone like Kenny Omega, man. I can't wait to see what these two guys do. Minus the chairs and the weapons and the fucking extreme nature of what Pentagon really does bring to a match, I can't wait to see what he does with Kenny Omega, man. I want to see a great fucking wrestling match. And I think that's what these guys are going to deliver. I'm going with Omega, man. There's no reason why Omega. And I wonder if Pentagon's going to bring the Lucha Underground Championship with him. I wonder. But Kenny Omega's the IWGP Heavyweight Champion. I don't see Kenny Omega losing this match. He's the world champion for New Japan. You don't have your world champion lose to Pentagon Jr. World champion always has to look, great. He always has to come out on top. If this is a non-title match, maybe Pentagon wins. But still, Kenny Omega, in the year he's had, I would not be having the IWGP Heavyweight Champion lose at the biggest show of the year, especially a show that you guys are putting on and self-funding. So it's going to be great, man. Those are the matches right now lined up for All In. Like I said, if you guys want to watch, you can watch 0 Hour on WGN America, and the actual pay-per-view being available on Fight TV and Ring of Honor's exclusive streaming service, Honor Club. For non-US viewers, if you guys are overseas, you can watch the pay-per-view through the Fight TV app and the Honor Club app. So thank you guys for everything, man. That is your All-In preview and predictions. I will see you guys at StarCast on Friday at 10 a.m. and then Saturday at Buffalo Wild Wings at 2540 Sutton Road. That is Hoffman Estates, and it's right across from the Sears Center on Saturday. I will be there at 1 p.m. So thank you guys so very much for everything, man. I'm getting out of here. I'm going to, I guess, take in Chicago for the rest of the afternoon. We got more content coming up, and I'll have off the script uploaded this week, and I'll see you guys at Podcast Row, StarCast, on Friday morning. Thank you guys for everything, and I'll see some of you this week, and I'll see the rest of you guys later this week with more content on the channel. I'll talk to you later.